Okay, this video is going to be about regenerative farming, I guess small acreage farming. Probably going to touch a couple subjects on this one, but regenerative farming, yeah, the soil. See, I need to pick up trash too, but we'll get to that at some point. But you see, I've been having fires out here. See, the ash and residual coal from the fires, that provides phosphorus for the ground, which helps with the plants. Also, yeah, I'm talking about putting cattle out here. Somebody already brought up on Facebook, like, what they gonna eat, but I do have more land on down. But we'll get to that. But we're gonna focus on right up in here right now. I got rye, I got some brassicas, some winter wheat planted. Well, I know I got tillage radish. I don't know what all the brassicas were, but yeah. And earlier I had peas, cow peas. Yeah, I had a whole forage mix for the deer. I guess this really did start with the deer, but yeah, I was looking up regenerative farming, and I'm pretty much, the way I'm starting this, pretty much that's what this would be. I would call it regenerative farming, because I'm mixing a variety of forages, which really at first was just for the deer, and really the places where I plant the forage, like, less brush and stuff grew back up, and invasive species and the stuff you don't want out here. Now, my day job is an accountant, so like I said, I should probably mix the two together, because this ain't necessarily, I guess I would like to make a profit. I'm not trying to lose money, and I am an accountant, so I should figure what it would take to make this profitable. What I'm already looking at, I don't think you can be profitable with just cattle, but I'm gonna run the numbers and we can get there. But I think you have to actually add some more things to the mix to actually turn a profit at any point. I mean, I wouldn't even set to make a profit in the first year. Probably wouldn't even set to make a profit in the second year, but we'll see. I'm gonna run some numbers and see. I'm gonna run some numbers. But at this point, over the winter, I'm gonna try to get a good enough cover crop, even though clearly this ain't working with prime land. Get a cover crop in here and see what kind of green manure I can put down on the ground and build a soil. Also, I made a previous video about this. What I find very surprising, like, this was pretty much like swamp land, like almost like it was like maybe a foot or two underwater. But at this point, it rained for like 2 days, no standing water, because the water is actually going into the ground instead of just on top of the leaves and running off. Yeah, it's definitely things, that take some work, but I think the cattle are definitely going to help with that too. And a lot goes into your input costs. And this is, yes, my particular situation. Well, I mean, everybody's going to have a totally different situation. Everybody's working with a totally different type of property to begin with. But I'm in southeast Arkansas. So I looked at the Piney Woods cattle. This is why I like the Piney Woods cattle. You see, like, stuff like, and all that, some of that is forage, but you see, like, trees starting to come back, stuff like that. And I'm gonna take all the stumps out before we get the cattle out here. But stuff like that, say, Piney Woods cattle will actually eat that. Like, the stuff that normal cattle won't eat, the invasive species that you do not want on your property, these cattle will eat. I am planting actual forage for cattle because, I mean, we plan on improving as we go. So that's probably why I'm going to start with a low number. I'm going to say 2 to 3. 2 to 3. I'm still trying to figure on the whole bull situation because I don't know about a bull. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how AI go either. I ain't just got working facilities and you know what I'm saying? So we gonna figure some of this out as we go. And like even this stuff like this. Piney Woods cattle with, they mess with it. I'm gonna try to get as much as all this stuff out as I can as, over the winter. And yeah, but okay. And another aspect of regenerative farming is no-till, which obviously there's been no tillage out here. No fertilizer. There's been no use of fertilizer out here, or herbicides. And basically incorporating livestock, which is the next plan. I would say to become profitable, you do have to do more than one thing on this small acreage because I'm just working with like 2.5 acres. So this is not a lot of land for cattle. You know what I'm saying? But I am using smaller cattle. So when your cattle, I'm figuring on cattle at a size of like half an animal unit per animal. So I think four is legit. 4 is legit because forage is going to improve like before cattle even get here. But I think 4 is legit. I mean, 6 maybe even possible because they're small. We're talking about small cattle. We're talking about, under 1,000 pounds. We're talking about really like 500-600 pounds. So, yeah. But my goal also is these cattle come from wild cattle, basically. So they forage. They can pretty much be left alone. That lowers your input. I'm seeking 360 days, 365 days on a pasture with no hay, no inputs. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna start with 2, see how 2 go, and go from there. But it's also about improving the soil too. It's about keeping invasive species out. You can see where like the vines are hanging from the trees. That's not good for the trees' health. I'm probably still back this way, do some more spacing out because it is some smaller trees that come out. And I'm gonna run a line. Still need to run a line for, a fence because, yeah, I got some small trees to take out all through there. So there's some things I'm working on out here. But yeah, I would definitely call it regenerative farming. From what I have looked into with regenerative farming, that would be exactly what this would be. And yeah, regenerative farming with the use of heritage breed cattle. I do think pigs and chickens may be a good, thing at one point. I hadn't really like researched pigs and chickens there so much. But in an effort to be profitable, which I'm just going to work on this today and just, give y'all a video and some numbers on what it would take to be profitable. And I don't know. I might find some kind of general idea on how much everything would cost as far as infrastructure. There's a bug. But yeah, there are some infrastructure costs that, I may or may not actually even use, but I guess I would throw it into like what you really need. This is where I like threw down the bag of seed and it bust open. But yeah, it's deer season, so like the deer preoccupied somewhere else. they getting baited in with better stuff than what I got out here right now. So yeah, they'll probably be back. They'll probably be back like December. They'll probably be back. But yeah, and I guess I can go more tours up here. And yeah, you see, like, we got a lot of green stuff to get down. And once you get that down, we can reseed. Because I've pretty much been reseeding with annuals, forage annuals. And I'm saying I would work with annuals for, like, you know, this season and next season and see how that goes. And then look at some, you know, more permanent ways of doing things. Also, I guess I could probably show this more walking up through the other way and see, like, stuff like this. I don't like walking up in this. Yeah. These gonna get burnt or rot or something. But basically, you can see, I do have, like, I would say 2 micro environments. Because, like, back there, I would say it's more civil pasture. You can see, like, there's sunlight straight up and, you know, but, yeah. And it'd probably be more sunlight during the winter than it would be during the summer because of the trees. But I like the shade, and I think the cows might like the shade, too. You know, a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Arkansas. It gets hot. It gets hot. So, yeah. And a lot of things I've seen with people doing regenerative agriculture, they are in extreme climates. Like, they're dealing with weird stuff. I ain't saying it's like weird. It's just like their environment is their environment. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not trying to turn a desert into something. You know, that's not really the direction. Well, that's not what I'm working with to begin with. So, but for this area of the United States, there's a lot of land like this. That's a lot. And believe it or not, it took a lot to get it to this point. I mean, because if you watch some of my earlier videos, I have a video of where the excavators got stuck. Like, I say, like, right up in here is where the excavator got stuck. So you can tell, like, for it not to be standing water after a rain, there's been some improvement. Yeah, all these divots and holes, and I don't know. We gotta figure that out. There might be a need for tillage at some point, but yeah, you see, we still cutting stuff out and getting it ready to burn. But perimeter fencing is probably gonna be one of my biggest costs because you see, I'm in the city. There's traffic. I don't need nothing getting hit by cars and that liability in life. But yeah, we're gonna see what it'd take to be profitable on 2.5 acres. And what I mean about, I don't really know about the bull situation. What I'm saying is, with it being a heritage breed, it's not like an Angus or something where, like, there's a lot of them. So therefore, to prevent inbreeding and just to keep the genetic, you know, diversity in your herd, like, you would have to regularly switch out bulls. Like, I would say, like, every year or something, at least until you get, like, some diversity in your herd. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how that works. And, yeah, on this smaller property, it'd be basically impossible to separate a bull. So, like, that's the thing. So we're gonna look into that. That is a big question. That is a big question. I kind of got an idea on how to work that out, but that is a question. We will say that. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna just throw this out there, and if somebody knows better than what I know, I'm sure somebody knows better than what I know. What I would suggest is maybe starting with like a young bull calf and just growing the bull calf out, and just after that one bull calf, makes his rounds, pretty much either like get him nipped or like sell him. I'll just say sell him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And just grow out like one bull calf a year, and that would probably keep the genetics. You know what I'm saying? The genetics going, and not, yeah. At least till you get some variety. You see what I'm saying? Also, I would like to add, with the purebred genetics, yeah. See, the pricing. The pricing is different than what the pricing would be regularly. Just given like, the size of the animal. So I'm gonna factor in like the pricing I see online, and you know what I'm saying, what they sell for online. And we're gonna use that kind of pricing because weight pricing and like actual like beef pricing probably won't work out the same way. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how I'm come up with